Welcome to Journey JavaFX. This is the season 2 episode number 13. In previous episode, we complete, read from our UI and create a model and then insert the model into our database, as a record. So in this episode, we're gonna create a kind of a manager to handle all those reading from UI and pack into a model stuff. So then later on we can just use this method to do the same stuff, right? And also we are going to create a new method that are gonna populate the data from a model to the UI, because UI is a two-way thing, right? So that's the plan for this episode. Let's start. All right, do a quick save. Go back to our IntelliJ. This is where exactly we left from last time. So we're gonna do a sample thing, which is this. This part we don't need it. Only this part. Yeah, I think it's good. Let's find a proper place. So I'll just share one trick about this IntelliJ. When you press and hold Control and Shift and the number pad, the minus sign, it will collapse all those methods into one line, into something like this. If you do Control and Shift, hold them with the number pad plus sign, it will open up all the method. You see, this one is pretty handy, right? Sometimes it's very helpful to navigate around the same file. So this is the button test. We're gonna just create it here. Let's say public void. I'm gonna call it MGR, stand for manager. It's more like, it's managing some stuff. So I'm gonna call it make model from UI. Right, so this one gonna take no parameter in. I paste it here. So then this one gonna return a story model dot story, right? And then we're gonna say return story. That's it. So then whenever we call this one, it will do the same thing for us. And then we don't need all of this, right? We already have it. And for the insert, it's okay. We're gonna put this into a button. So later on, when we work on that, we will, we're gonna do it. For now, just leave it there. So yeah, let's test it. Let's say, okay, model dot story equals to this one, manager make model, right? And then we're gonna do a printout to find our sample data. So let's run it. Also testing, if the manager is working. The ID part is fine, we won't touch it. And for the tag, let's say instead of my tag, let's say something like food. And the title, say I like apple, for example. The folder is just some folder. It's a dummy one. The hours is like say 2, and in the content we're gonna say I like apples cause I like them. Make sense? Okay, let's press the test button. It should print out the whole thing, right? All right. So this is our thing. Yeah, let me just copy paste it out. So we already have this one. We're gonna say this. All right, it's pretty long. So now we are going to create a new model because we want to load it to our UI, right? And the model dot story. So the first one we just comment it out. Otherwise, we cannot have the same name of the variables. Equals to new No story. That's interesting. I don't need to put in a model. Anyway, so this one we're gonna pass in. The first one is int. Let's say whatever number, 99, and the date. The date will be okay. Let's say something like this. For now, we're gonna say local date. Okay, just keep using the same one because we need to create one more function to do this. The food, right? And then I like apple. Just say in real life, I don't like fruits for some reason. I have no idea. So the hours will be, whoops, 2.0, and then the HTML will be this long. Yeah, this one is super long. And then the content is okay actually, but to simulate it, I'm gonna do the same. All right, I think we have everything. And why is like this, all red? String as the 8th constructor story. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, we don't even need to populate that. That's why. Yeah, we handle it inside of our model. Just to realize that. And then we're gonna populate it. So now we need to handle the date. We need to create a new function for it because to convert it from our integer date into a date format, right? So then to populate it is quite easy. Just looking for all those controls. Test field id dot set text. The text we're gonna say story dot get int, get id dot toString. All right, and then text field, yeah, let's do the tag first. Dot set text story dot get tag, one string. The other one is text field tag and title dot set text story dot get title, and the text field folder dot set text story dot get folder. Okay, and then it's the hours text field hours dot set text story dot get hours dot toString, right? Because it's double type. The last one will be text. No, HTML editor dot set HTML text is story dot get HTML, right? So in this way we are populating it. But now we need to fix one thing, which is the date, right? Is looking for a date. Okay, we're gonna handle it here. Say string equal to str equal to integer. No, story dot which one? Get date, int date dot toString, right? This is the string. We're gonna find all those year, months, and days. We're gonna create a local date type. Let's say dt equals to local date dot local date dot what? off. Oh yeah, off. So the off will be the year, month, and date. Okay, so we make it some space. We're gonna do it in one shot. So the year will be integer dot parse int str dot substring 0 to 4, right? So this one will be the parse int. Okay, so next one is month. So integer dot dot parse int str dot substring. This one will be 4 to 6, I believe. Let's try it. And then integer dot parse int str dot substring just the 6 to the end. Right, so in this way we are cutting our integer value into 3 pieces and then parse it or convert it into a local date type. And then over here we can say date time picker dot date set value this dt value. Right, so I believe now it should work. Finger crossed. It's in one shot. Okay, we're gonna do something like this. Model. Oh yeah, just click on test button. Perfect, works. It works. Let's test it in another way. Because of the date, because you know the initial value is already this date. Let's turn it into say 08. I don't know, 08 16, something like this. Let's run again. Populate it. Perfect. 08 16. Yeah, so then this stuff works. So now we're gonna convert all of this into a function inside of my date stuff, remember? Okay, so public static, this one gonna return a local date, right? Local date. So get local date from int date. Yeah, so then this one gonna be a integer, let's say int, and then we paste in here. So this one will be the string, right? So this one will be the int. Let's make it just int is kind of a data type. It's the primitive type. Let's say int date. So in this way, no confusion, right? We are not using the type thing. So this string make perfect sense. This is the string, the value of this, and then we're gonna return this thing dt. Right? Make perfect sense. So now I'm gonna copy paste this one back to our controller. Instead of doing all of this, we're gonna say this, passing a int date, which is the story.get date, right? And this one coming from our almighty my.date stuff, right? Perfect. So we don't need all of this. Let's test it again, make sure it's working, and then we're gonna wrap it into a kind of manager thing for us. So in the future, we can just call this method to do all of this for us. Okay, run it again. Test. Perfect, it's working. All right, then we just need to do something like this. I'm gonna copy it and then paste it here. Let's say what? Public. This one is void because nothing to return, right? We are just populating to the UI. So this one I'm gonna call it mgr populate not UI. Let's say fields from story. All right, so inside of that, we're gonna pass in model.story object, right? And we call it story, just save some typing, and then we paste it here, right? So just do one more review. Here we can test it, mgr.populate from story, and then we pass in this story. So in theory, this one will work in the same way, exactly. Run it. So test, perfect, everything works okay. All right, so I think this is to the end of this episode. Yeah, I'm gonna see you in the next one.